To make things difficult on you guys with the turnovers tonight?
Yeah, just their activity. When they went through the 1 through 5 switching stuff, it put people in situations they had to drive the ball. They're a very underrated defensive team with Dyson, obviously Alexander Walker, very handsy guys, and the steals was out of control tonight, which led to run-out layups. So 16 fast break points for them. Felt like it was all of our turnovers, So we just got to get. I always say this sounds stupid and simple, but just getting shots to the rim is important. And I thought in the third quarter, we relied on our defense, and we got the shots up to the rim so we could get back and load up to them. So it was just a really tough fourth quarter. I saw a really, really tired group. It happens in the NBA, back from a 7-game road trip. They gave everything they had in that third quarter to get back into it. And obviously the 3 they hit at the end of the quarter was a huge momentum change. So, it happens in the NBA. We got to be better. We know that. No excuses, blah, blah, blah. But it does happen. And guys are tired. So we'll bounce back on Sunday. We'll play better.
You think turnovers are just a function of guys playing with each other for the first time or not often?
Yeah, I do. And like I said, I think just driving into lanes that weren't available to us because of our initial action, our second action, nothing's there. You're up against the clock. Now you got guys trying to make individual plays. And to your point, guys haven't played together. I have Aaron coming off the bench, which is weird for him on the restriction. So we're just trying to find rotations nightly that are going to work. And tonight, I thought their defense got to us. I was very, very proud of the guys to stay with it throughout the night till that fourth quarter. Obviously, it got out of control.
This stretch where you've been so shorthanded, Peyton's had to do a lot off the dribble in terms of shot creation.
Yeah.
There can be some turnovers out of it. He's done some really impressive things. Just what have you kind of seen as far as how he's been able to explore some of that aspect of his game, I guess? Yeah,
I know, and sometimes I thought Peyton's turnovers were because we weren't spaced correctly, and that's where we have to watch film and help these guys out. It's one thing not to play with each other in all these lineups I'm throwing out there right now. It's a whole other thing to be spaced correctly and to flatten out the court and give him lane to attack. He's been so good at it as of late. And I've been really proud of him. He had 4 assists again tonight in a game that we shot 41%, 34 from 3. So he's trying to make the right play to go along with 11 rebounds. Pate's been such a bright spot as of late. He's one of the main reasons why we've been able to somewhat keep ourselves afloat.
Are you seeing his confidence grow over these 6 straight games of 20+ now?
Yeah, and I think it's it's a product of obviously who's out, and we have to put responsibility in other people's hands. And for him to ball handle the way he is, I'm hoping that springboards him when we get our whole group back. And now he's not having to go 1-on-3 like he did tonight. He could be attacking closeouts, and if he's finishing the way he's doing it, that'll be a huge, huge thing for us going forward. So there are always positives. I thought Hunter Tyson was awesome tonight. I thought he competed his ass off, 10-4-4 in this game. In 27 minutes. So that's all I can ask from these guys is whether we lose or win, emotional win in Philly, Boston, unbelievable team win, get blown out tonight. Just play your ass off. That's all I can ask. I thought Hunter did that. I thought a lot of the other guys got really gassed.
What's the mindset in terms of Christian struggling and trying to keep that big perspective of letting him play through that to improve about how important that is for a player rather than maybe overreacting?
Yeah, I'm not going to overreact. Christian's won a championship here. He's been one of the main reasons why we won so many games here over the years. So this is going to be a process for him. I think Aaron is interesting because there's times he feels really good and other times he doesn't. He's trying to get used to being back into playing shape. So for both those guys, it'll be a process. And I'm going to have extreme patience with guys that I trust because, they're one of the main reasons why we've won so many games, like I said. So, I have no frustration with CB. He's going to be fine. He's getting used to the foot again. And I think the more he defends and the more he runs the floor and gets used to that again, he'll find things for himself to gain confidence.
When bringing Aaron off the bench this stretch of games, is that just to kind of try to backload some of his minutes in case it's a close game, or what's been the main thing?
And also, it's one of those things people understand. When you have minute restriction, if you start somebody, they sit for so long before you put them back in. And so this allows me to kind of play with the minutes. And I was really proud of that first group. We were, I think it was 13-11 at the first time out. And so those guys held, they held the game up a little bit and allowed Aaron to sit those first, I guess it was 5.5, 5:40. And now I can kind of mess with his minutes as the half goes on. So you're exactly right. And then obviously that game got out of control. I wasn't going to put him back in the game. But yeah, you have to be very creative with that. it's not fun to be a coach with minute restrictions.
What happened with Jamal today? Did he get gradually sicker as the day went on, or was it more the ankle flare-up?
It was a little bit of both, but the sickness definitely. The ankle's been an issue. I have to manage that with what games he plays because that's a constant issue. And like I've talked about this before, it's not just the minutes he's playing, it's the style of minutes and the responsibility. But today he was just sick. And, if he could be here, he would have been here. I was kind of in between pregame when I talked to you guys. We didn't know, he was communicating with us. So if he couldn't make it to this, it's, he's obviously really under the weather.
How long has it been going around the team? It seems like it's been one guy after another for several weeks.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start with the last 3 weeks. It's just been like people get hurt, he's sick, coach is sick. It's been a hell of a 3 weeks, but I am proud of the guys that their mentality's been really good. But I'm really hoping that Maul can bounce back. We'll load him up with meds and hopefully he's here for Sunday.
One more. All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Get Peyton and Jalen in here today.
See 18 turnovers for you guys tonight. Is some of that just about new guys playing together and new lineups?
I think it's more just we just didn't come out with the energy that we needed. I think part of it is the long road trip we just got back from. A lot of guys out, a lot of guys sick. I think we didn't play with the physicality and like the urgency that we needed to from the start, and they kind of turned us over for that.
Are you sick?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just curious, when you're on the road that long, is there any adjustment to altitude for you guys, or is it kind of easy to shift back in?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Usually that first game back, you're gonna feel it a little bit, but I mean after the first game, you're back to normal. So yeah.
Has your confidence grown over these last handful of games where you've had some moments here?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I always have pretty good confidence. I feel like it's more just like the rhythm, timing, feel for the game is really improved just because of the opportunity and the ability to have extended minutes and just be able to play with the guys. I feel like that really helped me. So yeah.
Coach said he thought in the third quarter you guys gave it pretty much everything you had for that nice spurt at the end. Fourth quarter you got blown out. Do you think a lot of that was simply you guys ran out of gas after the long road trip?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at the way we played our last two games, it's night and day compared to how we played today. Low energy, guys' legs tired, just a bunch of things. But I mean, we got to bounce back, and I mean, no one cares that whatever we're going through, we got to bring it every night regardless. So yeah.
Second chance points have been an issue for you guys recently, not so much tonight. What do you feel like you guys did better in that regard?
Yeah, I think it was more of an emphasis of just hitting early. I mean, sometimes we have a tendency to turn and watch, or some guys leak out. I think we did a better job of rebounding together, and we all stayed in the picture and got a hit right away, which kind of deterred them from crashing more.
With all the injuries you guys are dealing with right now, it feels like when one guy goes down, when one guy's back, another guy goes down, all the illness as well. Do you think looking later down the road, this adversity is going to help you guys as a team, make you stronger come playoff time?
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, I mean, this is not easy. We have one of the most injuries in the league right now. A lot of guys are out. Lineups constantly changing, but for us to fight and continue to push through these tough times, come playoff time, we're gonna be so deep. We're gonna have so many pieces that we can just throw at whoever we're going up against, and I think that it's only gonna help us.
A lot of your minutes have been at the 5. Is that a position you feel like you're more comfortable in this year? Just kind of walk me through what it's been playing that position a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like just with the way DA coaches, it doesn't really matter where you are. Everything is so fluid. Regardless of where you're at 4 or 5, and I mean, anyone can be in any position, and he's very he's very flexible about changing plays or changing guys into different places on the court. So a lot of guys are interchangeable, and so me being at the 5 is sometimes the 4 will be on me, sometimes a small will be on me, sometimes the 5 will be on me. And so I'm always in different spots, but I mean, I think he just does a great job of coaching and adjusting to what the other team does.
And then defensively, I mean, when you let's take the Boston game for example, you're able to switch out a little bit more. That's obviously a skill of yours that you feel pretty comfortable with, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always taken pride in my defense, and I think that sometimes when you're at the 5, being able to switch because you know that their 5-man is always going to come back up into the action. So me being up there, I know that I'm going to get those one-on-one isolation defensive looks, and I think that, I'm confident that I can guard anyone, and I look forward to those matchups because I know that they're going to be stops and we're going to be going down the other way, so yeah.
What have you seen from Peyton in terms of embracing, tonight, like he's like a number one option kind of guy? What have you seen from him as he's kind of adjusted to having more on his plate?
Yeah, he's handled it amazing. Even from like his rookie year, like when we would play, when like we weren't playing and we would be playing like off days and stuff. That's kind of how he played. He's so comfortable and confident with the looks that he's generating and just the ball in his hands so much. He can handle that, and he really thrives in that kind of that role. And so I think that he's the growth that he's showing is just him getting more opportunities and more looks at that while we have guys hurt. So yeah, it's great.
The last couple seasons you haven't shared a bunch of minutes with Aaron Gordon. Just with some of the rotations where you've been on the court with him in that front court, what's that experience like? Just been kind of playing with him as he's been trying to figure his way back from an injury.
Oh, it's been great. He makes the game really easy in terms of like his ability to get to the rim, his ability to draw two on him. Like, he's such a threat to get downhill that you know he's going to collapse the defense every time. And so whether you're in the dunker, whether you're on the three-point line, it's going to be like you're going to get open looks, and he's not a selfish player. Like, he can make those passes too. And then on defense, like, he's a versatile defender. He can guard 1 through 5. And so, just both sides of the ball, he makes the game so easy and like fun to play. So yeah.
Good. Cool.
Thank you guys.
For you guys tonight, Peyton, can you chalk some of that up to new lineups and playing with guys you're not always playing with?
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody in there just had, I don't think anybody in there intended to turn it over. I think everybody was just trying to find some rhythm and find ways to get themselves involved in other guys, and sometimes you have that. They play really good defense tonight.
Would you say your confidence is growing right now?
Absolutely. I think that that's a no-brainer, but if anybody who knows me, I've never struggled with confidence.
What's the main thing you kind of learned? Tonight was another night where you're kind of operating as the number one option. What's the biggest thing you've kind of picked up from kind of being forced into a larger role?
How hard it is. I got a lot of respect for guys like Jamal and Yoku. I've seen do it for years now, just be the head of the snake. It's definitely really, really tough. It demands a lot out of you physically and mentally, and just leadership-wise. So I definitely have learned that it is something that's not easy to do. But I'm just trying to do it to the best of my abilities and try to help our team win any way I can.
I know you're a team guy, but were you kind of chopping at the bit to show what you can do with a bigger role?
Absolutely. I think since college, when people kind of doubted my ability to contribute offensively, I think that that's always been something that I've been itching to get out and prove to people. But at the end of the day, waiting my turn was the best thing for me. I've gotten so much better. I've developed a lot. I've had time to mature as a young man. And right now feels like perfect timing to kind of unleash what I've been working on. And also just having guys out and just having the necessity to step up, I think, has just been good for me.
Talk about being the head of the snake and how hard that is. Guys in that position will often say that it's a challenge trying to balance the energy they have to give on offense and then also give the energy they have to on defense. Has it been something that's kind of been surprising to you, or something that you've noticed that you haven't, not only because you're such a great defender, not only have to handle the ball as much, but then give that effort defensively as well? Absolutely.
I take a tremendous amount of pride on the defensive end. That's what, got my foot in the door here in the league, is defending and, disrupting. And that's something that I continue to try to do at a high level. But like you said, it is hard. It is a balance. Just exerting so much energy offensively now as well. But my motto is to just go out there and exhaust myself. Like, this game is fun. This game isn't something that I'm suffering doing. I love playing. I love playing hard on both ends, and this is something that I've done my whole life. So I'm excited for it, and when I go out there, my mindset is just exhaust myself, get everything I can out of the gas tank.
What type of work did you do on your handle? 'Cause it looks like really improved.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that, bro. I put a lot of work into it. I came up kind of a smaller guy. I grew in high school, like gradually. So I always was a guard, and it's something that I have a feel for naturally. But like you said, just honing in on that handle and just getting a feel for the rock, especially with the pressure defensively, is something that I worked on all summer with my brother, Darrell Wright. Every drill was focused on having the right pickup, having the right feel with the ball, making sure that every move is crisp. And, sometimes I still go out there and I make a mistake or I miss dribble, but everything I do, I'm trying to do good things, and I have nothing but good intentions. So I think that you see that a lot with bigger guys that handle the ball, is that sometimes at first the turnovers are kind of a thing that you're like, you got to stay away from, I heard him talk about Cade's turnovers last year, somebody who's one of the best guards in the NBA, and they said he turned the ball over too much. So, guys who are bigger and are handling the ball, I think that comes with the growing pains of it, the turnovers and things like that, but I'm trying to do my best,
Seems like you've really learned how to use deceleration a lot too, right? Like change of pace. Would you kind of agree with that?
Absolutely, and I've just gotten stronger. I feel like I'm stronger, my balance is better, my core strength is there, and I'm able to kind of, like you said, change speeds, go fast, and then decelerate. And that's something that, is really, really tough to guard for me as a defender. So I know that putting that pressure on the offense and kind of changing up my speeds and my footwork is really tough to cover.
What do you think's next for you, like in terms of areas of improvement? Is there one thing you really want to smooth out?
Absolutely. Like I said, just continuing to try to cut down on turnovers and mistakes. I think that this is such an opportunistic league. Like, guys are picking up full, guys are using their hands, they're trying to deflect every ball, be more physical. And that's who I was. That was my role. So I've just been trying to be better at think about, like, what would I do as a defender? I would pressure him right here, or I would try to disrupt his offense here and know that they're trying to do that and just have that extra layer of carefulness, I think some of those turnovers are easily erased if I'm just a little bit less lackadaisical. And that's the main thing for me, is just cleaning everything up. I think my shooting's been great. I think my ball handling's been really good. And then I think the next step is just, like I said, cutting down on turnovers and finding other guys and creating offense for other guys.
Anything else? All right.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.